Let's talk about what I do to maintain my 65-pound weight loss during work travel and now that I am off of GLP-1 medication. You should be planning in such a way that 1, removes unknowns, and 2, pre-decides your defaults. Consistency over perfection. Hi everyone, my name is Mima. I used to be obese. I lost all of the weight through a combination of GLP-1 medication, a whole foods diet, and weightlifting. I'm now an endurance cyclist training for Unbound Gravel 100 miles in Emporia, Kansas in May this year, and I have been off of GLP-1 medication for almost 4 months now. If you want realistic structure for fat loss, maintenance, training for strength and longevity, or training like an athlete on or off of GLP-1 medication, then you're in the right place. So today is my last full day in London and I am finally able to make this prep video. My schedule has just absolutely been like bonkers this entire week. Basically like the moment our plane touched down at Heathrow, and I just like have not had like the time to be able to finish the script for this video and to film while fulfilling all of the obligations and duties that I have for work, which is the reason why I'm on this trip. But here we are. Let's talk about what I do to maintain my 65-pound weight loss during disruptive seasons like work travel and now that I am off of GLP-1 medication. It's almost 4 months now. To make this video easy, seamless, effective, with a very clear structure that you guys can adapt to your own situations, I am splitting this video into 3 sections: prep, protect, perform. When you're planning for a trip where you're hoping to maintain your weight loss, maintain your new healthy lifestyle, you should be planning in such a way that 1, removes unknowns, and 2, pre-decides your defaults. What this means is that knowledge is power. This means that you should know your calendar ahead of time. Which days are you having late nights? What days are you having dinners out? What about early calls? What about lunch meetings, all day meetings? What does your travel day look like? How about stretches of time where you feel like there's not going to be an opportunity to find places to have nice, healthy food to eat? It is so critical to have a good sense of what your days are going to be looking like so that you can prepare for what you need specifically for those days. And also, super important, you need to do a hotel check. Does your hotel have a gym? Does your hotel room have a fridge? Maybe you are staying in a hotel where you can get a room with a kitchenette and you can make your own meals sometimes. Or maybe your stay includes a breakfast buffet where you can have protein and fiber forward breakfast before you start your day. Have you looked around the hotel? How's walkability? Is there opportunity to pass by grocery stores on the way from wherever you're coming from back to your hotel? Perhaps there's also like food spots where you can designate as safe or good because they have satiating, healthy meals that's not just a tossed salad. For me, for this trip, for example, as long as like I did not go above the maximum daily allowed hotel rates for me to spend on this trip, I had like a lot of flexibility for where I could essentially stay. And I chose to stay in a hotel where 1, my meetings or most of my meetings were going to be like probably around a 15-minute walk away. And 2, also have a kitchenette where I could make my own meals in the evenings, especially those days, those evenings where I didn't have to be anywhere or I didn't have a scheduled dinner meeting. So in order to set yourself up for success, you need to know what is available to you and what is around you while you're on your trip, so you have that knowledge and will not be paralyzed by the lack of information. Because when you have that information, you will be able to pick your minimums or the floor of what you are going to do maintenance-wise. For me specifically, I decide what my floor is when it comes to nutrition. So like I mentioned briefly earlier, that's protein and fiber forward meals, especially for breakfast. And that is even if, I don't weigh them or track them while I'm picking them from the breakfast buffet. I don't do that ever. And with a clear sense of what my calendar looks like, I decide and schedule when I'm going to be working out. My hotel has a very, very well-equipped gym, and I'm just going to show you exactly what that looks like. So I know that I won't be missing any strength training days. I can continue my strength training program here without any breaks whatsoever. I also found an indoor cycling class nearby, and thankfully that cycling class is more tailored to actual cyclists, like people who get on bikes and ride bikes outside into the wild rather than the casual people who go to like spin class. So I know at least I will be able to do little bits and pieces of training for unbound gravel while I'm here. This part of your trip prep is all about making decisions beforehand so you don't have to make decisions when you're incredibly exhausted from a very, very long day. So it's less opportunity to make decisions that are not aligned with your health and fitness and maintenance goals. Prep allows the best version of you to make decisions for the most exhausted version of you, which is how we usually turn out in our trips. Now, this section is about taking all of the right tools with you so your days are basically on autopilot. That includes packing the right clothes, comfortable shoes, gym clothes, perhaps even making specific kits for specific days that are more stressful or more on the move than others, like maybe a dedicated travel snack kit where you have extra protein and extra fiber that you can supplement the unsatisfying airplane food with, having all of the tech that you need to keep up with your movement minimums, like earphones, your lifting program on your phone that can be accessed without Wi-Fi or roaming data, your fitness watch if that's something that you wear, even perhaps setting cues for yourself, maybe like having a reminder every so often to drink water or having a step count for the day that you want to achieve. And also importantly, making sure that you have at least 7 hours of sleep and working your schedule to make sure that you have those 7 hours of sleep. This section, protect, means protecting your baseline, having what you need to be able to keep your baseline, your minimums intact. And when you're on the trip, your goal is to execute when you can, but fall back into your minimums when you can't. You train when it fits your schedule, and really, if you've done the prep section well, your workouts will be in your schedule. You start your day very strong with a morning meal that's anchored with protein and fiber forward food items. You have a clear sense of your framework from when you're ordering at restaurants. Like for me, that's protein and fiber first, intentional carbs, and dessert if there's something that is a must try on the menu. For me, a must try is something that I know I can't easily get at home or can't make at home, or that I don't know any places or restaurants that actually makes these kinds of delicious sweet things. Like this wonderful vegan pistachio tres leches cake that I had for lunch the other day. This was amazing, and yes, it's vegan, absolutely no dairy, and I think it was gluten-free as well. Or one of the best sticky toffee puddings that you can get here in London, and sticky toffee pudding is my favorite dessert ever. And this was so amazing in a lovely pub, a lovely old pub. Amazing. Anyway, let's keep going. Perform is so important because it is about being consistent rather than being perfect. Consistency over perfection. So even if you are not religiously tracking your food, like I'm not tracking my food here in London at all, you have the minimums that you can fall back on. And those minimums will help you stay on track and will help you get back to your regularly scheduled programming when you return home. Prep, protect, and perform is why trips, whether for business or for pleasure, they don't derail me anymore. Prep, protect, perform is a system. And while motivation is inconsistent, systems work. When my default choice is the healthy choice, I don't need perfect conditions. I don't need perfect tracking to maintain my 65-pound weight loss on or off of GLP-1 medication, and even during stressful, disruptive times like a work trip. I just follow my plan, I hit my minimums, and I keep it moving. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comment section down below what section it was exactly that was the most helpful to you. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy riding.